So in this video, I'm going to show you how to analyze a rent-to-rent deal. So most people guess when they're analyzing deals, and that's why they either lose money and eventually hand back the property, burn the relationship with the agent, burn the relationship with the landlord. Rent-to-renters get a bad name because people are guessing. They're just jumping the gun. They think they can just try their hand at this. This isn't something you can just try your hand at. You're guaranteeing rent for 3 to 5 years. You better know you're going to profit on a conservative basis to deliver an amazing service to the landlord or agent. So let me show you exactly how to analyze a rent-to-rent HMO deal. Just randomly selecting a property on Rightmove, and I clicked this property, but I didn't really want a HMO, but I clicked on a HMO and I was like, okay, whilst I'm in here, I had a quick look. So it's available now. 8 double bedrooms, right? Spec looks really cool. Look at these properties. Look at these bedrooms, all ready to go. The rent doesn't look too bad at all, and it's available right now, furnished. I always say just call anyway, but if you just want to analyze it quickly before you make a phone call, this is what you do. You open up Google Maps, you put in the location here, and it will pull up the road. Zoom in, click a property. Then you've got the postcode, and it's M14. Then go over to SpareRoom, put in the address here. That's not the full address, but it was M14. That's all you need. It's the first section of the postcode. 223 properties available. Look at that. 993 people looking for rooms. So that's a good ratio. It's perfect, right? That just shows there's heavy demand. And if you click this button here, check average rents in this area. I've scanned down here, so I don't exactly know which area it is in. So I took the average for all the double rooms with bills included. Double, yes, right? So that's doubles with bills included. Write the figures down, and I come to an average of 650. So then what you do is you get your calculator. So if you put 650 times 8, that's the revenue you're going to bring in. 5,200. So that's a cool revenue. And if you've got a calculator, you can be really accurate. You know, you can go on the council website, find out exactly what property it is, but we don't know which one it is. I'll have a look at the postcode and take an average, see if this brings anything up. No, we need the full postcode. M146LW. M146LW is the postcode of that road. Okay, so they're all looking about 2,000. Well, they're all 1940. Perfect. So now we know the council tax, even though we don't know the actual address. 1940 is an 8-bed as well, so 480 in gas and electric. So that's controlled gas and electrics. That's not let the tenants do what they want. That's installing a landlord's thermostat. And then yeah, these typical expenses such as broadband, a cleaner, that might be a bit more expensive, being an 8-bed, TV license, and gardener. Okay, if it has a garden. So then it was 650 per room on average. That's what people are willing to pay. That's not what we're dictating in rent. That's what people are willing to pay. So we're bringing in a revenue of 5,200. Let's say we want to make a profit of £800. Our maximum offer to the landlord as rent to maintain that profit is £3,500. And just to prove that, I'm going to go up here and put 3,500. The profit is 824. And if we look at what the landlord's looking for, it's 2,933. Okay, so let's put that in the calculator. 2,933. If we pay the asking price, our profit is 1,400. That's insane. And that's before I've even made a phone call. That's excellent. So if you don't know your numbers, you're gambling. One bad deal will cost you more than a mentorship course. It will cost you thousands. Just by following a simple process, you'll know instantly whether to chase a property or move on. I'm now going to show you exactly how to do due diligence on a serviced accommodation deal. Okay, so this is property market intel. Let's have a quick look on here. First things first, I'm going to put in the postcode here, pulls up our area. Then I'm just going to have a look on Google Maps on my phone to really find out exactly where that area is again. Okay, so as you zoom in, PMI will show you comparables. So actually, looking at it, we only have one property operating in this area. Let's have a look. The figures look good, bringing in a revenue of nearly £50,000 at ADR of 196, 70% occupancy. And if we open this will pull up the Airbnb link. So it's a 4-bedroom house. Perfect. Ours is a 4-bedroom house. Let's have a look at the spec of it. Right, they've taken the pictures at night time, so it's a bit dark and dingy. It's not great. We can certainly do the same, if not better spec than this. This isn't out of our reach at all. If anything, it looks exceptionally similar. Very similar style property, so perfect. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. 48 reviews. They're a super host. June is all gone. July is looking very good. Look at that. First week of July gone. Second week of July pretty much gone. And
weekends, August is still looking good. So let's have a look at their nightly rate. So 14, always choose the earliest Monday and see if you can check out Thursday. Choose 2 guests. Okay, they are 162 a night. Write that down, 162. I don't think we're going to find any more comparables. So 2 days ago, a week ago, so they are getting active bookings in exactly the same area as our property. Ours is up here somewhere. Let's zoom out a little bit. PMI is good for this sort of rating. You know, having a look at the seasonality, we want that fairly high. 80 plus is good. It's an A minus, which is good. This down here gives us saturation levels. So 1 bed take up 57% of the market. So that's quite saturated with 1 beds, right? 2 beds is 20%, not too bad. 3 beds, perfect. 4 beds, not enough to give us really any data. So 4 bed, 3 bed is where we want to sit. So if you're looking for a 3 bed property in this area, this is looking good. What you can do is draw a custom location, zoom out, it always reverts back to Glasgow, really frustrating. Zoom back into the area we want to look at, we were Cheswick Park, and then what you can do is draw a location. So let's cover this radius, and what we want really, there's enough comparables, this should sit in the green, but it's not. So we can clear the area, draw another one, go bigger, still not enough. Let's go even bigger. Okay, we're in the green. Update. Here's all of the properties within that area. So 4 beds is 6%. What we really want to be sitting between is like 8 and 16%. 3 beds is 10%. Okay, so it's still good. All of these properties within the area. So ours is here. So we've got, yeah, 1, I'd say pushing it 2 comparables. So this is a 3 bed, 140. Let's have a look at this one. So again, a good clean basic spec. Our property would sit as a comparable with this one because it's a similar style home. 89 reviews. It's a 3 bedroom sleep 6. Yep, okay. June's gone, July is pretty much gone. That's pretty cool. Let's have a look what they're charging per night. 155. They're on a channel manager because there's no service fee. Cool, let's write that one down. 155. So I would say there's only 2 comparables really, which is a bit of a shame. Let's have a look just using Airbnb. Right, so let's go back to the main Cheswick Village search. Let's filter. Let's go 3 beds plus. Okay, let's just zoom in a minute, use that map. Let's go 4. Here's our 4 beds. The property we viewed is in this location. This will definitely class as a comparable, but we got 162 when we went to book it. 335, stunning spacious house. Doesn't sound like it would be a comparable. And it's got a gym, kind of conservatory. Yeah, we can't do that in that house. This one down here, let's have a look. It's a flat, no reviews. Right, can't class that as a comparable because there's no previous data, but they've optimized it. Look, Sleeps 8, contractors, free parking. Yeah, this is perfect. They might have even downloaded my template. This is pretty much my type of template for the listing. It's good. But they've got no bookings. This is why we take it on a conservative basis, because imagine if you're that nightly rate and your calendar's just sat empty with no bookings. I would say we can't go outside this area. There is our comparable. Okay, so we've got 2 comparables, and that was these 2, and they are the 2 closest. So then you just take the average, and it's going to be, let me just work it out, 162 plus 155 divided by 2, 158. There is our nightly rate, 158. So I like to sit on the slightly conservative side because we're going to be a brand new property. We don't want to compete with already established properties. So let's go 150, which is cheaper than both of them, but not too much. And we want to be taking on properties where the calculation is based on 50% of the month booked and we break even. So what we're going to do now is 150 times 15. That's half of the month booked. There is our revenue. We're going to take away 18% Airbnb commissions. That's considering every single booking is done through Airbnb, which it won't be because we will be converting to direct. But again, we want to stay on the conservative side. So that brings us down to 1845. We're going to take off £500 in utilities and bills and council tax, etc. We're left with 1345. Considering the landlord is looking for 2,400 and we can offer 1,400, it's not looking good. It's £1,000 lower, and it's solely based on the comparables or the lack of. There's 2 comparables. They're charging 155 a night on average. So this is where it comes down to, do you want to take the risk to take it on based on no comparables? Do you know the area better than anyone else because you might have operated in that area before? What we also can do is go back on PMI, look at smart rates for that area. We're going to drag it to 3 to 4 beds. It can sleep up to 8 people, and press search. Again, you can see here, it's about 160 is the average. 168, 168. And we're in the high season. Imagine the low season. It's going to be a lot lower. You can see it here. Low season, 138. So this property isn't going to work, I'm afraid. Not at the rent the landlord is looking for. We will make the offer, but we have to tread carefully. I'm going to call the agent and say, look, I've stacked it. There's not many comparables. I don't want to insult anybody. Then if they want to receive an offer, then they've asked for the offer. And I prepared them saying I don't want to insult anybody. But in my mind, I always think it's better to give them an offer than not give them an offer at all and just blame the strategy. There's not enough comparables. We haven't operated in this area before. We're not going to take it on as a risk. And I advise you guys to do exactly the same. Do not take on a property on a risk. Base it on comparables in the immediate area and their nightly rates. Use property market intel. If you're thinking about taking on a property, just get property market intel for a month. £35 for a month. You get a 7-day trial. Just use the 7-day trial. Do the due diligence and then cancel your subscription. That's it. Service accommodation, due diligence. Done. So I hope that makes sense, because that's exactly the process Davin followed when taking on his London deal. That's exactly the process Stuart followed when taking on his deal. This is the process all of my mentees follow to take on their deal. No steps are skipped. We run the numbers and then we know our cash flow, our conservative level cash flow, before we even make an offer. So if you want the exact serviced accommodation and HMO calculator that we use, it's in the description. Make sure you're going to grab it. Absolutely free. Go to Rightmove, play around with it, plug in your numbers and follow this process, and you'll know within 10 minutes whether a deal is worth pursuing or not. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to negotiate the rent down so you can make even more profit.